This Sunday, September the 18th, I am so proud to be a sponsor for one of the best hair show presentations, Hump The Grinder's Hair Wars. This year's theme is hair stars and hot cars. Go to the Hair Wars website for details and to get your tickets. And if you make it to the hair show, be sure to stop by the In My House booth. We're going to have t-shirts, some stickers, and sign the mailing list while you're there too. So this week on the In My House Techno Music Show, we are super excited to present to you the Hair War story produced by Hump The Grinder himself. It's filled with history and some show highlights. And now, enjoy the Hair War story by Hump The Grinder.
Mommy, would you tell me the Hair War story?
Let's see, how can I explain this? Why don't I just show you?
Okay.
Hair Wars is entertainment for and about your hair. Comic skits, runway modeling, choreographed routines, and video presentations. It's the best time you can spend on your hair outside of sitting under a hairdryer. Hair Wars began in Detroit in the mid-'80s, but has since taken on a life of its own, and performances now run from Miami to Hollywood.
When I talk about helicopters, this is what usually comes to mind. Skycam 5, so isn't it beautiful, a helicopter soaring through the air?
If you think you've seen it all on the streets of Detroit, you're going to be shocked, delighted, and amazed at what we'll show you tonight on the Newsbeat at 5 as we go inside the incredible event called Hair Wars.
Hold it, I ain't through yet. Is that bubble in the middle? Because if the bubble not in the middle, the documentary ain't coming out. That's all to it, man. The bubble look like it's in the middle. These guys know what they're doing.
How did you come up with the idea of creating Hair Wars?
I tell you, I knew that back in the 80s, in 1984, I went on the Fresh Fest tour as an advanced promoter. And I knew then there was something I wanted to do. Didn't know it was going to be here at the time. But in between the tours of going, on the road with the Fresh Fest, the Fresh Fest was the first rap tour in the world. Had Run DMC, the Fat Boys, Houdini, Curtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash, all the breakdancers. And I went on the road, Ricky Walker, the guy who owns the Universal Soul Circus. He's a brother that's got the Soul Circus going. He was actually the promoter of the Fresh Fest. Took me out of the clubs in downtown Detroit and put me on the road thanks to my man Doc Elliott. Got to give him a plug because if it wasn't for Doc Elliott, I wouldn't have met Ricky Walker. So I went on the road for like 3 years. And I knew that when I came back, I started doing parties again for a few months before I go back on the road. And every time I come home, I realized that Detroit had hairstyles and a hair culture that no other city had.
Tell us about the early days of Hair Wars in the Detroit nightclubs.
The nightclub days of Hair Wars was always fun, interesting because it was informal. We got rules and regulations and more of a stricter format today. But back in the day when we first started, we just basically were winging it. We had a party with a little hair. We start the party by midnight and let the hairstylists get on stage and show what they can do.
This is not a commercial. This is a Hump the Grinder reminder. Hair is hot in Detroit. And Detroit's hottest hairdressers want to show it off.
Baby.
It's the Wednesday Night Hair Connection and Party at Elan. This Wednesday features LaToya Pearson commentating hair designs by Latisse Knott and La Elegance Models Incorporated. Raquel Campbell and Mark, the Hair Dr. Pruitt, from Key to Total Beauty. And Daryl Ellison and Lacey's Design Team 88.
Plus, one hot and lively Wednesday night party at Elan, 1314 Broadway, downtown.
The other hairstylists in the audience, they were like, shoot, I could beat that. I'm better than them. Who are they supposed to be? I'm the man, I'm the woman, you know? So I said, why don't y'all sign up and do it then? So next thing you know, the list started getting longer and longer, and we ended up doing clubs for several years. Just, you know, the party with about 3 or 4 hair acts.
This Thursday night, Hump the Grinder and Softer Hair Care Systems presents Exotic Hair Night.
Did you say exotic hair? How does this look?
Don't miss Detroit's hottest hair show and party.
I'll be there with my exotic hair.
Thursday night at the Cotton Club.
Elon was a popular spot. We also did Hairy Tuesdays at Taboo. We moved around a little bit. Metro Renaissance on Wednesday for a couple of years. And, you know, we got a chance to really, really meet everybody in this industry, because at some point in time, you know, and pretty much everybody got on that stage to show what they can do. And some of them started getting popular. The nightclubs was an opportunity for a lot of hairstylists to network and meet each other. But see, they got to meet each other. They're having a drink at the bar. Next thing you know, everybody on the floor dancing with each other, get a chance to kind of interact a little bit. So Detroit hair industry started getting tighter. And I think that helped. To this day, a lot of people's relationships, and they, you know, looking out for each other. Being Detroit, the hair capital of the world, when we go out of town, man, you know, they bond.
After doing the hair show party thing in Detroit for so long, in 1994, I knew it was time to take the show on the road. First stop, Hollywood. Most of Detroit's big hair names made this trip. Carl Reed, Mr. Little, Little Willie, Khalifiel, Phyllis Brahma-Patillo, Raphael, and John Gooden. It was on this trip where we first seen the Battle of the Littles. The Hair Wars U.S. tour was officially underway. We also hit Flint, Grand Rapids, Columbus, Ohio, Baltimore, Oakland, Dallas, Chicago, Atlanta, San Diego, Las Vegas, New York, and Miami.
How were you able to produce successful shows outside of Detroit?
The key was hair education. I took some of Detroit's top stylists on the road to do classes, and I spent weeks and sometimes a month or so in each city, hitting the streets and connecting with the distributors. I would ride their routes, go to all the top salons, and even hole in the walls. You know, I had to meet all the top heavy hitters in town. Then I took Carl Reed on a 25-city hair educational tour. And during the classes, we would talk about Hair Wars, and the cities that were most interested is where we established Hair Wars, the show.
When did the media start covering Hair Wars?
Locally, our first newspaper article was in the late 1980s, written by Steve Hosley of the Michigan Chronicle, who still supports us today. And then the local TV cameras began rolling. It was around then that Detroit was being known as the hair capital of the world.
It's a big deal, and the people that participate in this, the stylists, consider Detroit like the hair capital of the world. They do these competitions all over. I think they have a big event in Las Vegas.
We've all looked in the mirror from time to time and wished we had a new hairstyle. Rarely are we brave enough to try anything radical. But somebody has set the style trends. And the Newsbeat's Paula Tutman found some of the most daring stylists in the country working right here in Metro Detroit.
Outside the proper circles, it's a little-known fact that Detroit is considered the hairstyling capital of the free world.
I'm telling you, this is just a taste of what you're going to see at Hair Wars this weekend. And Hair Wars, I'm telling you, since I was a kid growing up in Ann Arbor, I have heard about Hair Wars, and I'm not trying to date you, David Humphreys, but David Humphreys is Hump the Grinder. Everybody in Detroit knows who he is.
Look out, Don King. You have serious competition. These dudes simply outdo any style which anybody else is doing. Welcome to Hair Wars.
When did the national media coverage begin?
In 1996, the Wall Street Journal did a front-page story on Hair Wars. It was written by Angelo Henderson, and once that hit, everybody was coming at us. Hair entertainment and its hair characters were finally getting recognized.
Definitely a war within the hair stylists, within the hair dudes.
And David Humphreys is at the front line. He's the founder and promoter of Hair Wars, the ultimate showdown in fantasy hair competition.
I want to ask these folks, what's Hair Wars? What's that? Are you with okay, let somebody down here. Give it up. Now that's hair. That's right. That's right. Put it on.
Wild and wacky hair isn't just for Dennis Rodman anymore. In fact, now there's a convention devoted to the daring do's. It's called the Fantasy Hair Wars, and it's held in Detroit, Michigan.
There was something so interesting in the issue you sent us, the Hair Wars, maybe the most interesting hair competition I've ever seen. We're going to put some pictures up. Our viewers are seeing some of the photographs in your magazine.
It's pretty wild.
Pretty wild. Tell us about this.
You know, it's a competition that started in the early 80s in Detroit. It was kind of out of the nightclub scene there. The idea was hair was getting crazy and how far could they take this thing? And since then it's turned into this almost cabaret show that travels around the country. Local hairdressers and visiting ones come in and they compete to see who can come up with the craziest thing that you can do with hair.
Getting your hair cut can be a very stressful ordeal. So imagine being spun around in the mirror only to find a helicopter sitting on top of your head. Some clients would fire their stylist on the spot. Others may call 911, but in Detroit, they crown the culprit King of the Cut.
You're looking at the world's most outrageous and unique hairstyles. So complicated that besides real human hair, they require cardboard, glue, batteries, and believe it or not, even electric motors to put them together. Now, the designers behind these do's are trying to outdo each other in head-to-head competition at what's known as the Super Bowl of hairstyling. Every year, professional hairstylists from around the U.S. gather to compete for top prize. Welcome to the Detroit Hair Grammys.
How extreme could a hairdo get if a hairdo could get extreme? Find out as we see some of this year's finalists in the big Hair Wars fashion extravaganza.
Giorgio came all the way from Beverly Hills to silence his competition because he says when it comes to hair, he's in a class by himself. Why is there no one better than you, Giorgio?
Because everything that I do, everything that I feel when it comes to hair, I put all of me. Not some, but all of me, because it's what I love. This is what I like to do. This is what turns me on. This is my anti-drug.
Ask away from. We come to Beverly Hills and shut it down. Where Hair Wars comes all the way from Detroit to L.A.
and shut it down.
And shut it and the whole down.
I was focusing on developing the hair entertainment concept and creating hair stars. And we had lots of them, not only from Detroit, but from all over the United States.
Welcome, Judge Mathis. Thanks for coming to share an important message with the Wayne County taxpayers.
Well, thank you for allowing me to help. You know, most of my life I was a resident of Wayne County, and so I'm here to help because Treasurer Chabris wants to work with Wayne County homeowners to keep families in their homes and prevent foreclosure.
If you're having trouble making your property tax payments, let us know. We have many resources to help.
Already in the payment plan? It's important you stay in good standing.
Making property tax payments is now easier than ever. We have placed payment kiosks in community centers across the county. We've also added kiosks in our offices. Contact us at 313-224-5990 or email us at taxinfo@waynecounty.com.
And remember, stay safe, save time, make your appointments and payments online.
In My House Radio, online 24/7. Featuring only the best techno and house music. And be sure to tune in for Sunday Inspiration, every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get connected, www.inmyhouse65.com.
You are In My House, hosted by T. Carlito, where the true stories are told and great music is played.
to the top, cause anything is possible. Word to Barack. And it's not just another club rock, but a little motivation for my homies on the block. It ain't all about the guap. If you got it, you can spend it, but you gotta have sense to make dollars. Get it? The dollar is the power, no, the knowledge is the power. But some of us would rather have the models in the product. But I'ma strive, I'm determined to survive in the country that was built against me and my kind. And it's time, a new day is approaching closer. On the grind, they can see that we focus. Yeah, we came too far, it's no turning back, fam. This is like a sermon on the journey of a black man. No negativity can stretch me, kid. We trying to go from yes we can to yes we did. Let's get it.
These hairstylists were now establishing their reputations as hair entertainers.
Hair Wars in San Diego is where you should have been. Sorry, Felicia, almost freaked that again. My first model, her name is China. You won't see a model here that's finer, except for me and the ladies right behind her. If you want to get a date, you got the winer and dine. Choreographer model, my cousin Gigi. She comes to ooh girl for a stop and stare at weeds. When she sit in my seat, you'll be a fiend. She got to stay ready for the Hollywood scene. Tasha's the last, no need to hate. Here's a 10-year Hair Wars anniversary cake. It's all made out of hair, no need for a plate. Just wanted to show my skills and congratulate. I do the hair and makeup. Did you hear about the show in Vegas? Gambling, prostitution, no state taxing. When I freak y'all with that Michael Jackson. See, I don't pimp or gigolo. I'm having so many clients, I don't stress no hoes. You can break yourself, but you can't break me. You never met a stylist like Celeste, baby. These are my styles, my freaky styles. These are the styles that I freak so well. These are my styles, my freaky styles. These are the styles that I freak on my gals.
Tell us about the hair entertainment business, the hair entertainers, what it takes to be one, and a great one.
Oh, man, a lot of hard work, man. It's a lot of behind-the-scenes hard work. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of thought you have to put into recreating yourself. It's about being relevant out here. It's about studying the game, keeping up on the game, and making sure that you're on top of yours and doing. You can't get there by not doing.
You know, just like entertainers change their name and get stage names, they have different props, gimmicks, different ideas of clothes and presentations on the stage. Hair Wars gave you that opportunity to become a personality on stage versus just a hairstylist.
I think a hair entertainer would be able to bring their imagination to the stage, and that's a good way to get out of that box in a salon.
Basically, a hair entertainer is someone that goes on the runway, is in the salon, can take the hair to another level.
What is the secret of to being a great hair entertainer?
Well, you have to be creative, you have to be daring, and you just have to be a go-getter. You can't worry about what people gonna say. Do the style look good? Do it look bad? You just got to do it, Hump, and you got to be motivated and get out there and just perform.
Attention, New York. There's a new type of entertainment you may not have heard about. Hair Wars. Hairstylists as entertainers, and they're tearing up stages across America.
You must be talking about Hair Wars.
Hairstylists are now putting their work out there through a combination of music, play acting, runway modeling, and slick choreography, while showcasing hair in a way you've never seen it before. Hair is culture, hair is art, and hair is entertainment.
We got some of the world's greatest hair entertainers getting ready to throw down Sunday.
Hair entertainers.
That's right. You heard of hairstylists, hair designers, hair artists. These are hair entertainers.
Okay, so what is a hair entertainer?
A hair entertainer can really rock the house.
Uranus. Come on, give him a hand.
The shows in Detroit got so popular, we had to stop advertising on the radio. And when we did, because of the sponsors, we couldn't even mention the location. It would have created security issues, so we had to announce that the shows were being held at a secret location.
6:05 p.m. at the beautiful.
Hey, you can't tell them where unless they already know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a secret location. And a secret location.
Come on now, you can tell me where.
Here's a hint. It's in Southfield at a place Hair Wars has never been before.
I think I know. Well, I bet I can find out.
All WJLB weekend. We bring it home. Hip Hop LA, the NY, and the Shy.
So check it out.
What's up? Win tickets for the homecoming.
It's all about Detroit.
It's Hump The Grinder's Hair Wars. The Battle of the Hair Entertainers. April 17th at a secret location. Live and direct up in the spot. This is the world's ultimate hair entertainment event. You haven't been to a hair show until you experience Hair Wars. And we have your tickets all weekend long.
Yeah, you got the tickets. Hump The Grinder's Hair Wars.
I'm the ass-calling god.
She's just not believing it.
No, I can't believe it.
The Battle of the Hair Entertainers.
I'm gonna give them to you.
Oh, yes.
You're my eighth caller. What's your name?
Tamika.
You're on your way to the world's ultimate hair entertainment event, Hump The Grinder's Hair Wars. It's April 17th at a secret location. Don't you tell nobody.
Oh, okay. I won't.
You're inside of Hump The Grinder's Hair Wars winning weekend. Gotta get to the phones, though. Hello?
Am I the ass-caller?
Yes, you are. Who is this?
This is Tanika.
All right, Tanika. This is the classic Hair Wars, Hump The Grinders, Battle of the Hair Entertainers. Hey.
Thank you.
You're welcome. April 17th at a private spot. You have not been to a hair show until you do it with a Hump The Grinder.
I'm bringing my camera, Hump, because
Bring it on.
There's not a fashion show that can compete nor a concert with the Hair Wars.
Not at all.
I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah, it's really hairy.
It is. Hump, we'll talk to you, baby.
All right.
All right, now listen. Tickets for this right now.
Tell me a little bit about Hair Wars got started.
Okay, Hair Wars got started in Detroit, the nightclub. All these hairstylists, they want to be entertainers. They say, let's take it to the stage. Let's put it out there. So we created hair celebrities and hair stars. We're traveling all over the world with it.
All over the world? Well, you know what? I want you to see these. I'm not going to beat you in the head with a bunch of questions. I think it's time we see some of these hairstyles.
All right.
Oh, man. Woo!
Tell us about the Ricky Lake Show.
Ricky Lake had called one time, and this is before everybody else in Ricky Lake had got on Ricky Lake. Mr. Little was the first one. And he had to battle with a couple other hair people from some other cities that we didn't know. He killed them so bad, they said, look, we just want Hair Wars people on Ricky Lake.
Do I give it to Mr. Little or do I give it to Harry Copter?
We would feed them everybody on Hair Wars. You know, going on Ricky Lake show from the L.A. Braid Queen, the Big Bad D, the Lucky, and a whole bunch of people got on the Ricky Lake show. Giorgio.
The amazing transformations we saw on this show could not have happened without lots of help. I want to thank, the weaves were amazing. They were done by Hair Wars traveling all-star Stephen Noss. How about a hand for him? Standing ovation for you, Stephen. Thank you so much for helping us out.
Everybody got on Ricky Lake at some point. We did about probably 7 or 8 Ricky Lake shows. And Ricky Lake told everybody, look, y'all ought to stop calling this Hair Wars. This is Weave Wars. They even cut it one time. Said, hey, Weave Wars.
Hey!
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
point at
yeah.
me, Khalifa.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good, Ricky. I'm back. I'm back with a vengeance.
Yeah, what did you learn from last time?
Hey, it was tough competition, and they wasn't feeling me that time, but they're going to feel me this time because I'm trimming the fat.
You think you're going to be able to take on Weave and Steven today? Oh, yeah. This is my third time here. I'm here to bring Steven Weaving down.
And you are the fastest braider in the West.
Braider ever.
Ever.
That's right. They came to my hometown. January. I shut them down.
As soon as the Ricky Lake show called it quits, the Tyra Banks show called and wanted some of the hair entertainers on her show.
There is something out there called Hair Wars. Have you heard of Hair Wars? Well, yeah, you see the crazy hair. Yeah, it's a hair event that happens all over the world where stylists get together to make the most over-the-top weave creations that you have to see to believe. So I brought in 3 Hair Wars All-Stars for a weave showdown. Yes, that's right. We are about to have the first ever Tyra show that's unbeweavable competition.
How do Hair Wars continue to produce new talent?
In Detroit, I created the Beauty School Showdown. It was like our farm system for discovering and developing new talent. These students had skills, and they wanted a piece of the stage too. Many of the top hair names in Detroit would come out to these shows to find out who wanted to knock them off their pedestal. It also made the students a little nervous because many of their idols were in the audience. Students would team up, like Jermaine Davis and Carlton Mosley from Virginia Farrell Beauty School and tear that stage up. Later, those two who became rivals were known as Bad Boy and Cool C. In other cities, we continue to work the streets, and we found talent in all parts of town. People always ask me, why is Detroit considered the hair capital of the world? And I always tell them that there's talented hairstylists all over the country, but Detroit has so many more of them, and the Detroit stylists spend a lot more money on promoting themselves. They advertise in magazines, and for years they've been traveling the country with Hair Wars. They buy their own booths at Bronner Brothers. They produce and sell instructional videos and DVDs. And Detroit hairstylists are very aggressive. If someone else in another city wanted to package up their hair stars, they can get on the map too. But they got a long way to go if they want to catch up with Detroit.
Participated in Atlanta's Bronner Brothers. Actually, I won several of Atlanta's Bronner Brothers hair battles.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Thank you very much.
How about my buddy started out years ago in Detroit, and I think his tour went national. Hump the Grinder?
Hump the Grinder, yes. I've heard of Hump the Grinder. I didn't compete against him, but I have heard of Hump the Grinder.
Then, you know, we have...
Little Willie.
Little Willie from Detroit?
I actually trained under Cool C.
All right.
Yeah, I know a few styles from Detroit.
Let's just break it down. Who has the reputation for the top hairstylist in the country?
Let's see. Well, you know, there's so many there's so many good styles, Your Honor. I can't just put.
There's a city that has a reputation,
though. I'm sorry. You're right. Detroit. Detroit is the hair. Detroit is the hair capital. I'm sorry about that. Clear.
Why do you start your shows at 6:05 p.m.?
I needed a time that would get some attention. After checking out all those weird game times the NCAA basketball tournament had, I said, hey, why not Hair Wars? And we've been on time ever since, 6:05 p.m. and never late. If the commentator was late, then I would start the show myself. And I know people who would make side bets in the audience. They would whisper in my ear before the show, hey, you know, I got a lot of money riding on that 6:05 start time. Sometimes I notice people looking at their watches and cell phones. Then I would start it at 6:04.
When you say the show starting at 6:05, it's starting at 6:05. You know, you have to draw your line and don't let them go past that line. If you go, you know, you might have to wait for the next train of fortune and fame to come along.
We had people that thought they could come in late and they found out that you didn't play.
I said, we're going to enforce our rules in our show, because I remember one time I flew way out to L.A. and you had this rule about being late. But I was kind of Hollywood at the time. I thought I can come down when I want to. So at the time I came down, flew all the way to L.A., paid for everybody's outfits, spent a lot of money, and he said I couldn't go home because I was late. From that day, I've been on time ever since.
Tell us about the Hair Wars Report.
In the late 1990s, I came out with a small publication called the Hair Wars Report. It was distributed all around the country, and it was our way of getting the Hair Wars news and the hair stars out there. We also promoted lots of new hair trends and events. Today, the Hair Wars Report is an online magazine which can be found on our website, www.hairwarsustour.com. Meanwhile, more hair entertainers were climbing to the top.
Take loss, just pick yourself up. We shall overcome is the dream that brought us up. Living in the past, you gon' stay in the bad rut. The future is the top, so it's time to man up. Yes, we can, it's the truth that we now own. Once kings and queens, now redeeming with what's on. Climbing to the top is Detroit's new anthem. Those who lost hope, we change the cause that affects them.
And the media hits just kept on coming. More hair entertainers featured on national TV and in magazines from all over.
It is an event at which you will probably see the strangest hairdos you've ever imagined. It's done as a stage show, and not surprisingly, they call it Hair Wars. Kim Dean with the details.
In all likelihood, you've never seen a woman wear a tricycle in her hair, or a turntable, or wearing wings of hair. But in the world of Hair Wars, you will certainly see some of the most outrageous hairstyles, including a television incorporated into a mountain of curls. What is Hair Wars? It's a jaw-dropping, until now, underground phenomenon, a stage show that sometimes feels like a rock concert.
People take this very seriously.
Hair Wars is an eye-popping showcase, and Pamela Edwards of Essence Magazine says it's a chance for stylists from around the country to display their artistry.
It's just like being a painter, it's just like being a makeup artist, it's just like being a sculptor. There's no difference.
Hair Wars is staged in different cities, and Inside Edition went backstage in Detroit. This extravaganza is the brainchild of David Humphreys.
This is what I just call my redhead. So it's fun to see like the amazing things that you can do with hair that people would never discover, never think of.
It's not likely you'll see a woman on the street with a TV in her hair or 2 spinning turntables, but in the world of Hair Wars, anything goes.
Then we get a call from Tyra Banks' people again. This time, they want to bring the hair entertainers on America's Next Top Model, Cycle 7.
We have never had an opportunity to have this much fun on a photo shoot. We have flown in 3 very special people to do some of the most crazy, outrageous hair. Hair shows like Hair Wars feature giant, crazy wigs that often have moving parts. These street styles have crossed over to the runways, and today you're going to have to rock this style. The theme of today is, does the hair wear you, or do you wear the hair? Let me introduce you to your team. Bam.
Hi, Mr. Little.
Hey.
Hey.
Mr. B.
Hey. And I'm Weaving Steven.
So, Melrose, you had a photo shoot with some very wacky hair with the people that do the Hair Wars and the Hood Girl.
Neck for me. There you go. It's a bird hawk. It's not a mohawk, it's a bird hawk.
I looked actually really cool.
Good, Michelle.
The helicopter seems to be the signature piece of Hair Wars. How did you even come up with the helicopter?
Let me tell you about the helicopter. One day, I was having a party at my apartment. And, I'm in the city. I'm kind of like in the neighborhood, The helicopters always chasing people at night, They, outside, they got the lights trying to chase somebody in the neighborhood for doing something. They don't have the helicopters in Detroit like they used to, but we talking about back in the day when they had the helicopter budget. And I looked out the window and I said, man, that's sure like a hairdo on that helicopter. It was just the way the helicopter was shaped that night. It looked like a bob or something was on it, like a hairdo, man, I don't think nobody was smoking or nothing, but we probably had a couple drinks. And we were looking like, man, I said, look, that look like a helicopter, man. They all looking out the window. That's not a helicopter, that's a helicopter. I said, nah, look at the bob on the front, man. Got to do on it. Anyway, in my mind, I thought that helicopter had hair. So I called up my boy Todd Dixon. He's an artist. I said, man, I need you to draw me up a helicopter. I'm gonna put it on my next flyer. A helicopter with a hairdo. And what I want you to do, just so you can in advance know about what we're gonna do with this helicopter, we're gonna change the style like a car would change its model every year. I was on the radio. Baba Louie was the pilot. I hired Baba Louie, imaginary character. And we was on the radio, and I was always flying. And I said, this is Hump The Grinder in the helicopter flying over whoopity-doo hooked up hairdos. Watch out, Baba Louie, the billboard! Baba Louie was always flying and crazy and too low for my comfort.
And now, let's go to Hump The Grinder in the helicopter.
This is Hump The Grinder in the helicopter cruising over 79th Street of Chicago, and it appears that the Windy City is preparing to blow Detroit away. But then again, Detroit is the hair capital of the world.
People actually thought I was flying in a helicopter that had hair on it. Because every time I go into the shop, they want to know, where can they send this helicopter? And I tell them it's on the roof. Hell, I just parked it on your building to get here. But Mr. Little definitely was the one who, first one who came out with the helicopter. When he seen the flyer that Todd Dixon, the artist, had drew up, he was drawing these helicopters, Mr. Little, decided, well, I'm gonna make that into a hairstyle. It was really him, And I know that when the first one he did was in 1991, I remember this because the Associated Press was in the house and they had put the pictures of the helicopter on the wire. So it ran in a whole lot of cities across the world.
Chopper 4, watch out. You've got competition.
I got the helicopter up in the house, y'all. It don't take but a minute.
Oh,
Homegirl,
we gonna be flying all over this place.
Yeah, yo. Now, for those who can't see, Homegirl got a helicopter in her head.
It's truly a helicopter.
And I mean, they had electrical situations.
It got lights on.
Oh yeah, she got the lights in the back, lights in the front. She got a propeller in the top and a propeller in the back for control.
This creative flop has literally taken off with flashing lights, a miniature motor, and even rotating blades. It's the highlight of Hair Wars, proving the sky's the limit for outrageous hair.
And Brad, I know you're wanting to sport one of those helicopter hairdos.
You know, with some industrial strength hairspray, you'll be so aerodynamic.
But the helicopter got popular. We started doing helicopter contests. You know, when Oprah's people called, that's all they called about. We want the helicopter. Can we get the helicopter on the show? I said, well, we got different versions. Well, can you send me some clips of different helicopters? We're going to pick the one that we like, and we're going to bring the helicopter on Oprah. I said, wow, that would be great. So I sent them, Clefiel had a helicopter, Mr. Little had a helicopter, who was the first one to do it. And then Kimberly Kimball from LA had a helicopter. So they picked Kimberly Kimball. They liked her as the best. It was smooth. You know, Kimberly Kimball, she's popular celebrity stylist. She does Beyonce's hair now. Instead of putting her helicopter on a model, she put it on herself. So she was guaranteed to get on Oprah.
Here is the winner of the Detroit Hair Wars. Kimberly, come on out. Turn around, Kimberly. Oh, baby. That is pretty creative and imaginative, I must say. And how long did that take? And what gets it to spin?
It's a motor.
It's a motor.
I would tell the hairstylists, like, look, when Mr. Little was with us, you know, he would do different versions. I said, man, when you do a show, make sure you do a helicopter in every show. It's like a hit, you know, the helicopter was a big hit, and he was getting tired of the damn thing, like, damn, another hair, make another one, man, change the color. We gotta get a helicopter in this show, because that's what the people, they come to see stuff like this. I said, look, when the Temptations do the concert, they gotta sing My Girl. They tired of hell of singing My Girl every show. Say, damn, can we get away without doing My Girl? My girl, talking about my girl. They gotta sing that song probably in every concert in every city, because it's a hit. And I tell these hairstylists, don't forget to do your hits, because the helicopter was a hit, the biggest hit. You know, so we're gonna bring it back and recycle this helicopter. We ordering new parts now.
You recently lost your top hair entertainer, Mr. Little, to a tragic motorcycle accident. Tell us about him.
You know, the most famous hair entertainer we had, because he's not with us anymore, was Mr. Little. Now, I can tell you about Mr. Little. He was quite the character. He's been with Hair Wars since our beginning in the mid-'80s. He was a student at Northeast Beauty College on Hayes on the east side of Detroit.
Watch. 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 Look. Learn. Is that bad enough for you? Let him know by your applause. All right. That's what you call a six-pack. Right, ladies? Yeah. Mr. Little. What are you doing? The Matrix brings you surprises by Mr. Little. Work it, Little. Work it. Work it. Mr. Little. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. And give her one, too. Mr. Little. Who's the man that does it, and he always does it right? Who's the one with lots of energy? You can take it from me. Talking about Mr. Little, and I'm sure you'll agree. Mr. Little.
So what is she supposed to be, Mr. Little?
She's a mohawk
Queen.
She's a live mohawk. She looks like a superhero, like she can fly.
Well, it's
fact, on Top Model
whatever
this season,
style comes in, that's what I kind of create off of, because mohawks are in now.
They
so
are
that's
in.
why I came with the mohawk and the motion. As you can see, my motion is flowing, baby.
One of my favorite skits that he did was with the Ike and Tina Turner movie.
Tell me so. I know you love me, baby, but you never tell me so. If you don't tell me you love me, I'm gonna pack my rags and go.
You know, but he died, you know, tragically from a motorcycle accident, and everybody missed him. The funeral was big. The funeral, he was like a rock star. There was so many people there. You know, the procession was so long. They took it down East 7 Mile, where his shop was at, Better Fashion, and we rolled past the shop, and it was all these people on both sides of the street, like it was a parade.
Oh, yeah! This is a Better Fashion Design team. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out, especially for Hair Wars, for taking me around the world, y'all. It's going down, baby. One time for your man. Come on.
Where are the most interesting venues Hair Wars has been?
Most interesting venues we've been a lot of places over the years. But I have to say, one of them was Comerica Park. We did it was Hair Wars Day at Comerica Park with the Detroit Tigers. And we had about 20 hairstylists come out with baseball-themed hairdos. You know, we did the third base line, the first base line. We did it right before the game, so we had a nice little crowd. They were playing the Seattle Mariners. They gave us the jumbo screen. We had a video presentation. They even let me pick the lady who sung the national anthem, Vanessa Bell Armstrong. She's a Grammy Award-winning gospel singer. She blew out the national anthem, hair whip. John Gooden did her hair. The players were running out the dugout from the Seattle team to take pictures with the girl with the baseball hairdo. That was kind of funny. They supposed to be concentrating on winning the game. They were here taking pictures with the models on the field.
Well, tonight is Hair Wars night at Comerica Park, and this is my winner. You just saw it with the glove in the hair. There's Tiger Lady and Mrs. Roboto. And this is the Statue of Liberty look, and this is the graceful look. And it's all to cheer on the Tigers with the best do you can come up with. My favorite was the one with the glove woven into the hair, though, Lance.
That was pretty unique. I'm sure that took a long time to do.
Ichiro Suzuki, the batter. There it is. And I don't know how long that takes, but it's more than just jumping out of the shower and blow drying it. I know that.
Well, you could see from that view that there was actually a glove in her hair, but the backside of it was all woven in, and I don't know how they do it.
Ichiro goes down swinging, and a lot of fans are saying, I don't know how Lima does that.
And I guess another venue we had was really good was the Queen Mary. It's a ship. It's a historic ship docked in Long Beach, California. And this was in 2006.
What's up, everybody? It's your man Rodney Perry, and we are live here at Hair Wars. We're on the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. Now you're saying to yourself, what's Hair Wars? It's simple. Hair Wars is when people get together and do hair for a contest. Can you believe that? It's gonna be off the chain. Y'all stay with me, because we're gonna have some fun.
We're bringing hair, but as you see, you have to have an outfit with it. You have to have the look, the makeup, the glamour, and the models. Without the models, you wouldn't have Hair Wars.
Another venue would probably be the Apollo. You know, that's historic Apollo. I know that at one point we were going to get to New York, and we ended up getting there, and it was the Battle of America's hair entertainers. We had a really good time at the Apollo. Apollo's, backstage is a little rough and raggedy, but it's the Apollo. The doors were so short that we had to actually pick the models up and carry some of them through the door, because the ceiling height of the door was so short at the Apollo backstage. We were carrying models through sideways. But we got them on stage, And they had the hell of a crew. The Apollo crew was like magnificent, man. How they turned around stuff, how they worked together. You know, seconds are ticking. That's always been the Hair Wars motto. Seconds are ticking. We try to do our show as close to a live show as possible. And the Apollo really taught some of our stage people some tricks. Hump the Grinder's Hair Wars, where we promote the hair stars and models who wear their styles. Music is a big part of Hair Wars, and by me being a DJ for so long, I've always known that music has been the backbone of the shows, and it definitely plays a major role with the mixtapes we put out in the street. See, I started promoting Hump the Grinder parties through cassette tapes in the 70s, and later we changed over to CDs. On many occasions, we put out 5,000 to 10,000 CDs for one Hair Wars show, and we hand them out free so people can crank them up in the hair salons, the barbershops, their homes, their cars, everywhere. And they play them for years. So there's a lot of continued promotion for the hair entertainers and the sponsors.
Hair Wars has been honoring the newscasters with the best hair on Detroit television. Explain this for us.
It's a contest that the media really gets behind. We put out thousands of ballots in the street, and people also vote online at the Hair People's Poll, a Hair Wars sponsored voting poll. When a new female newscaster comes in town, they found out very quickly that the people in Detroit are checking out their hair and voicing their opinions about them. And so far, Rhonda Walker keeps on winning when she was with Fox 2 and now with WDIV News 4.
Hi, I'm Rhonda Walker. I wanted to thank everyone with the Hair Wars of 2001 for recognizing me as having the nicest hair in Detroit television. It's an incredible honor, and I want to thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for watching our show. Of course, it is not possible to keep my hair together without my hairstylist, and her name is Ming. I visit her once a week, every week, without missing a week, 365 days a year. I see her one time every week, and I want to thank her. Her name is Ming. She works at 90th Floor Salon in Birmingham. She takes care of my hair, and I try and keep it together every other day of the week. Certainly it is difficult to have a good hair day every day. Everyone has their bad days. I have mine too. Ming just helps me keep them to a minimum. So anyway, I'm sorry I can't make it to the show today. I know it's going to be great. Hopefully I can catch you guys next year. But for today, actually, I am down in the south attempting to bring back some sunshine and warmer weather. I'll bring it back to Michigan if I find it. Anyway, enjoy the show, and thanks so much for this honor. I appreciate it.
Tell us about the Hair Wars fantasy.
In My House Radio, online 24/7. Featuring only the best techno and house music. And be sure to tune in for Sunday Inspiration, every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get connected, www.inmyhouse65.com.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. We are living through unprecedented times with a global pandemic now approaching its third year. As a result, the Michigan Homeowner Assistance Fund was created. This fund, administered by the state of Michigan, is designed to help homeowners cope with pandemic-related hardships, such as delinquent property taxes. To see if you qualify, please visit. Call 313-388-9799 or email taxinfo@waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
You are In My House, hosted by T. Carlito, where the true stories are told and great music is played.
Book.
We got the Hair Wars book, which is a coffee table edition. About 100 pages of full-color fantasy. It's a great book. It's available all over the world. This is the one we used for the flyer for Kevin Carter. Everybody loves this flower hairdo. This is Miss Vic's Mohawk out of Columbus. But it's got a lot of Hair War stuff in here. The guy who did the David Young, the photographer, Powerhouse Books, who was a publisher in Brooklyn, he followed us about 3 years to get the images to put in this book. And it's available at Barnes & Nobles, Borders, Target, anywhere that sell books, you can find this book. And it's in several countries. It's it's all over the world. I mean, we've got a list of people who carry this book, and it amazed me that so many people around the world were getting it, because this is black culture. It's raw and uncut. You see all kind of flaws in some of these models, but this is the hood. It goes from Sally Sue in the suburbs to Lil Pookie on Finkel.
After 14 years of non-stop traveling, in 2007, Hair Wars pulled the tour off the road. Why was that?
It was always hard keeping the show on the road with limited sponsorships, and things got real tight. It was time to restructure the company. We had to come up with ways to diversify, and by having clientele from coast to coast, we decided to develop the Hair Wars Advertising Agency so we can serve the hairstylists and companies who needed marketing and promotions. We know we can connect a lot of people together around the country. Meanwhile, I'm serving as a consultant to a few hair companies, in addition to Hair Wars providing internet advertising through email blasts, direct mail campaigns, sharing comments from the Hair People's Poll and online voting promotion, and producing television commercials.
It's your man, Bad Boy, King of Color. Hair is my passion. It's what I do. It's what we do here at Salon Envy. Color, cuts, manicures, pedicures, men cuts. It's full service salon. Perfection at its finest. Bad Boy, let's go. Your head is the canvas, we're the artists. Bad Boy, baby. Salon Envy, doing our thing, Farmington Hills. Come see us. Bad Boy, let's go.
Hair Wars is also active in coordinating photo shoots for Black Fashion Magazine and private photo shoots, promoting healthy hair classes with JoJo Lanier. We create fantasy hair pieces for celebrities like Lady Gaga, and we've been developing a Hair Wars wear line of clothing, while at the same time we're maintaining our online magazine, the Hair Wars Report. We're trying to position ourselves for another 25 years of hair entertainment and hair education. And even though we're not actively traveling as the Hair Wars US Tour, we're still making guest appearances at places like the Women's Hair and Beauty Expo Tour, the Global Hair and Beauty Expo in California, the Carnival Cruises, the Heidelberg Street Festival, the Paper Magazine Projects in Los Angeles and New York, on the Caribbean island of Antigua, and several private affairs. These events have given Hair Wars an opportunity to introduce and expose our brand of hair entertainment to many more demographics. Our clientele is definitely starting to cross over.
Can you share some of the things it takes to prepare for a Hair Wars show?
Well, first you have to find a venue that will work out a win-win situation. Then you have to confirm the hair entertainers, get all the rules and regulations out there, make sure that at least the local hairstylists have an opportunity to make money, and assist the out-of-town stylists with ground transportation, hotel options, arrange for professional photographers to document their work, draw up maps so everybody knows what's in the area, like where are the beauty supply stores, gas stations, restaurants, liquor stores. You also have to promote the show through direct mail, your internet, email blasting, and your street teams. And you got to create press releases for the media. You have to have meetings with your production crew. You got to draw up floor plans where they actually make sense. You got to make sure that enough space is in the room for traffic to flow smoothly. The worst thing you want is to have a bottleneck where people can't move. You have to make sure that the venue has enough bars and food stations, and they're in good locations so they can make their money. And they have to be stocked with the right type of drinks and food. See, some places are used to mostly white audiences, and they may try to serve us well drinks and draft beer along with pizza and hot dogs, but I have to make sure that they have enough Hennessy and champagne. And if they really want to make some money on the food, I tell them you only need 3 things: chicken, chicken, and chicken. fried chicken wings, chicken buffalo wings, and chicken tenders. And there's a list of over 100 more things you got to do before the actual show takes place. Now, you've had several jobs over the 17 years of Hair Wars. Let's talk about some of the jobs that you can remember. It's probably some you can't.
Right, yeah. I've done every job available with Hair Wars except maybe commentate. I've done them all. I've done the VIP. I've collected tickets, sold tickets. I've even cooked. Yeah, one time we sold food, and I was cooking.
Okay.
I've ran models. I've done it all, you know, except DJ. I don't think I've DJ'd. Right. I'm trying to get the ones and the twos, but yeah. Now my main job is to show coordinate.
Yeah, now tell about what is the show coordinator really responsible for?
It's responsible for the setup of the room. And the foyer area, you know, when the public comes, you know, there's a greeter. You know, I'm responsible for setting that whole foyer, and also the room, the VIP area, the stage. It's like a project manager. Mm-hmm. That's my job.
Okay, so tell me about the hours that you put in a project manager per se.
Wow, that could vary depending on the venture. I've been up for 48 hours. Anytime we go out to LA. I'm up for. I have mentally conditioned myself to stay up for at least 24 hours because sometimes I don't go to work until 2 in the morning, and I just.
And why is that?
Well, you know, it's being in hotels. They have other events, and when those events close down, you know, 1 or 2 in the morning, they have to set up for our event, and that's where my job come in.
So you like oversee the hotel people as they set up?
Absolutely, yeah. I work closely with the hotel's banquet manager and all of their setup personnel. So I work closely with them.
Now, being in L.A., San Diego, and some of the other Southwest cities, there are a lot of setup people are Spanish speaking. Have you ever learned Spanish or picked up, or how did you deal with that situation?
Well, you know, no, I did learn Spanish. You wanted me to. But, yeah, of course, if I need 2 tables, I would say dos. You know, el table. Right.
The next move for Hair Wars is Europe and other countries overseas. We've been receiving a lot of international feature stories lately. In Japan, Spain, London, Sweden, France, Amsterdam, Italy, and Germany. So Hair Stars, get your passports.
Haarmode mit Praxisbezug. Zu bestaunen beim sogenannten Hair Wars in Detroit, einer Veranstaltung rund ums aufgepeppte Haupthaar. Mit dabei ist auch Kevin Carter, ein echtes Stylisten-Urgestein. Er ist zum 10. Mal hier.
Now, let's fast forward to the summer of 2009 in Detroit and check out some of the hair entertainers preparing for the Hair Wars musical. Tell me about the show. About your first time in Hair Wars, with a little preparation, what you had to do to prepare for the show.
I'm really excited because Hair Wars it's like to me it's like what's the word I'm looking for? It's the show of shows for me, for Detroit. And I've never done Hair Wars, and it's always been like the official hair show. But yet it has the most prestige behind it. So I'm honored, you know, to be able to even be a part of it. And it's my first time, and there's a bunch of big wigs, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
So tell a bit about like preparation, the models and things you got to go through to pull off a show like this. A lot of stuff that people don't see.
The stuff that people don't see is the attitudes sometimes that the girls have, and I don't want makeup, I don't want my hair like this, I don't want this color, but it's fun, you know, at the end. Then just trying to get the girls together and get everybody scheduled to align, and you know, who wants to spend this money, who doesn't want to spend that money, who's not going to show up, who's not going to give 100%, and it's a lot.
So you got to go through a weeding process before the actual show.
You have to.
So how much in advance do you prepare for a show?
Me, not enough in advance, but mentally, I'm in February, I'm preparing for July, or January, I'm preparing mentally. But when it actually comes down to the physical part, it's more so like 4 weeks or something for me.
Okay.
But, you know, as I know better, I do better, so.
All right, so you wear pink every day?
7 days a week.
Can you give us a little sneak preview, a piece of what your show is going to be looking like on the 19th?
A sneak preview. Well, my theme is sweating to the oldies. So it's Kanye's, T.I.'s workout plan, basically.
Oh, T.I. from T.I., huh?
T.I. Pink, totally into pink, 7 days a week. It's not a game.
So tell a little bit about your history of you, Ali Dusois, the hairstylist, hair entertainer, hair educator.
Well, you know, Hump, we go way back in the mid 80s and stuff, you know what I'm saying? When you had it going on Wednesday night hair connection at Elon's downtown Detroit.
And now tell me about the feeling you get once you get on stage.
It's like no other feeling, because when it's almost like lights, camera, action. You know, it's like when the lights come on, you got to portray a whole nother image. And then the hype of the crowd in Hair Wars gets you hyped up, gets you excited, because they're so used to so much fantasies and extraordinary things. You got to bring it.
Give us a little sneak peek about what we're going to see at the show.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to give you a lot.
Don't give me a lot.
But I'm going to give you a little something. I'm going to say one word: Transformers. And I'm through.
That's a big word.
I'm just here. I'm doing a little hair and getting ready for the Hair Wars coming up this weekend on July the 19th at the Ramada Inn in Troy, Michigan. And we're just preparing and getting our models ready, getting our stylists ready, and getting in the right frame of mind.
All right, tell a little bit about the preparation for some of these shows.
Oh, well, depending on what you're doing and what your presentation is, it can get very extensive. Rehearsals, choreographing the skits, getting the hair together, getting the costumes or their attire together, and it can go into months and weeks, depending on how sharp you want your presentation to be.
Now tell a little bit about the behind-the-scenes stuff that people don't see. What can you share with us?
Oh, well, it's pretty hectic behind the scenes. People running and getting things together at the last minute, things not turning out the way that you would like them to be, and you have to improvise and do whatever it takes to make the show a success. But by the time you hit the stage, you really don't see all that. You just see the finished product, which is usually good. So
now is your group of models the same group from day one to the show day?
No, models can rearrange the models, and some will drop out, then you add some on, or some may not work out like you thought they would have worked out.
So what are some of the reasons why they don't work out?
Well, a lot of times with us, attitude is number one. We like models with good attitude and a good disposition and willing to do what we want them to do, nothing really crazy over the top, but just willing to come to the rehearsals and show that they're interested and want you to do a good job and not just in the show like they're doing you a favor.
All right, so how is this preparing for your first Hair Wars?
Okay. Right now, I am in the midst of getting everything ready. I'm excited. It's, 7 days away. I got my models rehearsing like 3 times out of the week. And my focus now is pretty much the hair and the makeup. So I'm ready to get my name out there and show what the rookie can bring to the Hair Wars industry.
Okay, so the rookie is bringing it. Tell a little bit about the preparation that you've been going through so far with the models and the hairstyles.
Okay, the preparation I've been going through is to see what type of styles that I want to display on each model. Also, as well as them putting 100% effort into the skit that I'm putting into the Hair Wars. Also, the timing, so that I know how much time I'm going to have to get them prepared before we go on stage, and the clothing. It's a lot of preparation. I had no idea that goes into a hair show.
This is Okila, and she's going to be performing in the Hair Wars show on the 19th. You getting ready for it?
Yes, getting ready every day.
Can you tell a little bit about the preparation?
A lot about the preparation is really kind of figuring out what I want, the look that I want to do for each model, and figuring out which colors are going to look good on her, and making sure her outfits and her makeup and her hair is going to, all work together, and everything is going to go with the song, So it's a lot of putting everybody where they're supposed to be, making sure that they coordinate with everything.
Now, I remember you from the Beauty School Showdown. You remember those days?
Back in the day, Beauty School Showdown was that deal. Right, and this is going to actually be my first Hair Wars since the Beauty School Showdown. So I'm looking forward to it.
Tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do.
I'm the Godfather, Lil Willie. The one and only, that's right. When you get the name like the Godfather, that means that you've been in the business for over 30 years. July the 19th, I'm gonna turn this show out.
So what you got planned? Can you give us a little sneak peek about something that you're gonna do?
You ever seen anybody play a guitar on a head?
Can't say I have.
That's right, a hair guitar. I'm gonna have a couple more surprises. You know Ike and Tina Turner. I might do that skit too, you know.
Do you remember the first Hair Wars that you've done?
Oh, the first one I done has to go back all the way to the Elon days. And you know, that was back in the 80s. I was a little young guy then.
You were still Lil Willie though?
I was still Lil Willie with pump waves.
Tell me a little bit about some of the behind the scene things that happen that people don't see.
Well, some of the main things what you don't see is how hard a time it is dealing with models. You know, because models, you know, you do rehearsals, they won't show up, they won't come to perform. But when it's time to get their hair did in time to show up for the hair show, then they're there. That's some of the hardest thing to do is getting them to be there for you every day to rehearse, to be there for when you get ready to do the show, everything can run smooth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here live at Lil Willie's Hair Salon on the west side of Detroit with my man Wishbone.
Hey baby, what's up, Hump The Grinder? What's going on?
Everything's straight, man. I know you're getting ready for the show on the 19th, right?
Yes, I am.
Now, you had called about and left some information about some things that were going on during your rehearsal?
Unfortunately, about 3 days ago, I had pulled a muscle in my leg and stopped rehearsal altogether. So hopefully it'll get better and we can pull it off for you.
Okay, now, I don't know if you've seen the email blast we sent out that Rick James, you seen it?
I seen it.
Okay, so, hey, this man does tributes when people dies. Sometimes. Rick James passed away, and he went to the Apollo and just turned it out with the Rick James tribute. So now it's Michael Jackson time?
It's Michael Jackson time. It's Thriller, baby.
Now tell me, you know, Michael Jackson was like a motivator or inspiration for a lot of the shows that you've done, and probably in part of your life as well, right?
Yes, sir. Since I could remember, since I was born, you know, I begged my father to buy the Thriller album, but I grew up on the Off the Wall album, 1975, and like when I did Smooth Criminal for other shows and did Thriller. I did Thriller once before, but this time I'm going to magnify it, you know. So he has been an inspiration to me, not only in the hair field, but just in life, period, man.
So I know it was a bad feeling when that happened that day. I know they took something out of you.
It felt like, I don't know how other people feel, but I feel like I truly lost an uncle or something, because he was just like a mentor for everybody, including the artists that's out here now that's trying to imitate him and everything, but it'll never be another Michael Jackson.
All right, so how's the hamstring doing?
Actually, it's getting a little better. I'm trying to walk it out, but it still kind of hurts a lot. It hurts.
So right before you get on stage, you're going to be stretching backstage?
I'm going to be stretching backstage. I'm going to have ice packs, ace bandages, whatever I got to do. I'm going to pull this off, though.
Now, do you want us to have like an EMS truck on hold?
Nah. But if you could be so nice, that'd be all right, because it's $1,000 to get on the back of that boy.
Man, this is Hair Wars Tour, USA. What's up, baby?
So you're from Detroit, the hair capital of the world. This is home for you, right?
Yeah, it's home for me, man. I'm just glad to be here, man, and looking forward to everybody coming in from all over the country to, you know, enjoy themselves.
All right, now we interviewed you back at the shop earlier, right, and talking about getting ready for the show, some of the things you got to do. So now it's show day. Tell us about show day.
Show day is very intense, man. It's very intense. You know, some cases it can be a little stressful, because you got dancers, you got hair, you got clothes, you got fantasies. At Hair Wars, you know, you got to include fantasies because, you know, he likes that big stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it can be a little stressful.
Tell me about your trip.
It was long, 17 hours. Well, actually, we stopped in Atlanta to go to sleep.
Okay.
But it was 17 hours long. We prayed and we just kept riding. I was very tired.
So how many other models do you have on the show?
I actually have 8 models.
Okay, so this is just a preview of what you're going to be showing tonight, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be real hot. This is my NASCAR girl here, and I'm going to put the cars in her head.
Let's see. Let's look at what you're going to be doing with the cars.
Well, I'm going to sit the car. I'm either going to sit it here, either this one or that one. But I'm going to sit it here on the side of her head, and this is a puzzle cut.
So what inspires you to do a NASCAR postal cut hairdo?
I don't know. I just like to be different. I want to be different. I like to stand out. That's why I am the baddest from Jacksonville, Florida, and cannot be touched.
Hey, man, welcome to Detroit. I know you getting ready to throw down.
Oh, we're getting ready to rock the house tonight.
So, Steve, tell the story about how you got involved with Hair Wars.
Okay, well, actually, first I have to say this. This week makes 20 solid years that I've been visiting Detroit.
Wow.
From the first time I visited here. And actually, right after I started visiting Detroit, some friends of mine who live back in Pennsylvania brought me to Hair Wars. And I was like, wow, what is going on here with all this hair and entertainment and everything? And this was like in the early 90s. So, so then I started to attend the shows, and I was like the only white dude in the audience, and I'm like, yeah, all pumped up, and and at that time, I had the long Fabio hair back in the 90s, but I let it go. Yeah, I let the 90s go. Fabio has left the building. I got a big boy haircut now, I'm all grown up. So I actually attended Hair Wars for about 6 years or so, and then I finally approached David, and I hit the stage in about, I think it was 2000 or either 1999 or 2000, something like that. And once I hit the stage, everybody just went crazy for me. I also made hair history on Soul Train by sending the very first hair piece ever in Soul Train's history down the Soul Train line.
And we have Jeanette Williams. She is the VP of Sales, right, at the company at Ampro Industries in Memphis, Tennessee. Tell a little bit about the company.
Okay, we've been around since 1947, a small family-owned business, very unique in its approach to the market. We try to keep our eyes and ears with the consumer in order that we are able to address the needs of her hair care issues. One of the things that we want to do at Ampro this year is that we want to get outside of the box. We want to do things differently.
We're trying to move this like a live TV show. And the quicker we can get them off stage and the next group on, the better. Actually, the backstage crew gets bonuses when they do quick turnarounds, like less than 30 seconds between acts. We have an uncut version that we shoot of the show, and we watch it after the show, maybe a few days after everybody's recuperated. And we watch and see whether or not they'll say, oh, that show was tight. Well, we threw down. This is the backstage crew talking. But actually, sometimes it's not as tight as they think it is when they sit down and watch the uncut version. We run a timer. Where's the timer? We got a timer. We run a timer on everything. We got a couple of these, and we run these clocks. And as you see, our motto has always been, seconds are ticking. This is more or less the lighting crew's equipment. Some of the lighting crew, sound crew, extension cords, RCA plugs, XLR extensions, a lot of stuff, a lot of clips, clamps, and gadgets. And we got rope in case we got to tie somebody up we don't like. There's a lot of things happening that people don't see. In case a light bulb blows, these lights cost about $7.50 a piece, but we need them to keep everything on the stage lit up properly. We've tried renting lights at first, but no lights in the country. Even Hollywood's finest, when we do California, had lights that would cover a stage and runway like we needed it to cover the hair. This is for bus number 1, the main Hair Wars VIP bus, and this will get you a round trip to the after party and back. So you can drink. You don't have to drink and drive. You get drunk as hell if you like, and have a good time. And let the driver, as long as the driver not drinking with you, we're gonna be in really good shape. A little detour on I-75. A big tanker blew up the other day, and we had to reroute our route to the hotel and to the after party.
Well, my job is the stage director. My responsibility is to get the acts on and off the stage within a real short time span. Seconds are ticking, tick, 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 tick. You do like this, and we know what that means. Seconds are ticking. Time's precious.
In about 30 minutes.
Well, what's funny, when I go into the salons, I'm kind of really quiet. And people are like, I don't really say anything. You know, I let you pretty much handle all that stuff. But on show day, that's a different story because I know if I have to be tight, I have to be more firm, more aggressive, because you're dealing with a lot of different people, but you can't let them come in and have their diva attitudes or whatever and take over your show. I know I have a responsibility. My job is to get the show running smoothly. And yeah, I'm a little louder and aggressive and wilder, and yeah, it amazes them when they see how I am. They're like, oh, she really does talk.
Get, don't even think about it.
Somebody who breaks the rules and wants to have it their way.
That doesn't happen.
So, I mean, what happens? It just doesn't happen.
It just don't. We don't get down like that.
Can they be late and go on?
No. They just get bumped. I tell them, like, when we're in the show, we have our area. Once Sheila, who's the backstage manager, once she brings them to the line, what we call the run, the chicken run, as Califio used to call it. But once we put them in that run line, if they leave from there, and like I said, this number right here, if they're number 4, I got them already lined up. I try to have at least the first 5 acts lined up I try to have 5 acts lined up at a time. So when it's time for them to go on stage and number 4 is missing, we move on to number 5. And I tell them that all the time when I talk to them on the phone to get their, model list and give them the rules and regulations. I let them know once you get in that run, don't leave, because if you leave, you're not going on. We're not gonna wait for you. Seconds are ticking. I don't want to get in trouble, because I already know seconds are ticking. Crucial, critical, for real. That is no joke. I have it like tattooed all in my head. Seconds are ticking, for real.
All these blessings in your holy name I pray. Amen. Amen. All right, let's have a good show, y'all.
Amen. Lord, we are really truly blessed. Thank you for everybody who helped us. Lord, give us a strength that we need to do our best and have fun no matter what. Thank you, amen. Amen.
Coming to the stage, Jennifer Jameson, Jameson's Hair Palace of Detroit.
Y'all don't need none of that. I can make that. Look, I can make that. I can make that.
The stylist, Ali Dussois, Lali, Bonnie, Yolanda.
Look up for me. Oh, we know. Hi. Are you
Whoa, 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 whoa. I go first.
Coming to the stage, Tarina, the best hairstylist. Her salon, Tarina's Hair Salon, Jacksonville, Florida.
You there? You where you are?
Oh yeah. What you got in your head? Well, this imitates the poor boy Charlie on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory who found the last golden ticket. But I'm not really finding the golden ticket in this pack of weave. I'm finding a pair of gold teeth.
Coming to the stage, Weaving Steven. Weaving Steven and the Hair Factory is alive. History.
Back facing the audience. Just line up, just line up. Hey, wait, we're out on the left stage right now. Go. Line, just line up.
Coming to the stage, IMH.
Break it, baby, I'm a heartbreak.
before the show. We had a red flag and we had a blue and silver.
All right, can we get a chair on stage? We're gonna need a chair in the middle of the stage. Early bird.
They got your camera on that, Kevin.
You okay? Want me to pump you up a little bit? Hit that runway. Hold on, one at a time. Hit that runway. And you walk.
Get on over here and say something to Wishbone. Now, who we got? Who you tonight, Wishbone? You? Michael? I thought so. All right.
All right, y'all. Y'all closing it out.
Bone,
Wait,
you closing it
you
out?
closing it out.
I am.
You closing it out.
We closing it out,
You
y'all.
closing it out.
We gotta
Closing
do
it
it.
out. You closing it out.
We the last act, so Hey, you got me back, cuz.
That nigga was driving.
You ain't nothing too hard,
You can't move. It
And Walter, he misplaced and left his phone. So if you see the phone, they want to take it over to the registration desk. And also, also would like to once again thank our sponsors, C-Quality Graphics, Excellent Nichols Healthcare Services, Black Fashion Magazine, Amco Gel, and Amco giving away all that good stuff. And we got another group set up some props and while we're here.
Y'all be ready.
Wishbone.
entertaining when I grow up.
This is Hump the Grinder, thanking everyone for supporting the Hair Wars movement. Long live America's hair entertainers.
Yeah, I started turning around and asked Hump what's he doing behind the camera. That looks just like Hump the Grinder, don't it? Yeah, you Hump the Grinder's brother? Yeah. You are though, really, ain't you? I know you had to be. Shoot. You just like me, you got the whole family involved. Huh?
Constructing the helicopter. The helicopter, that's the only way Hump and LaToya can get here. I got to hurry up.
You be ready? You're not going to be late, right?
No.
What happens if you're late?
Got a late fee.
Yeah, you got to pay a late fee. No, you don't want to pay that, right?
No.
We're back here in the corridor, the kitchen area at the Ramada. These are twin ladies, right? Tell everybody your names.
Adrian, Andrea.
All right, so Kevin Carter rocked you tonight, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Hey, how does you ladies feel on stage?
Good. Yeah.
All right, so a little preparation, or have you done this before?
I know, it's our first time.
All right, so this is Brother Cool C. Check out the show, and I'm glad to have you in the house. My brother on the one, that's all it takes, all right?
And Hair Wars, he the one taught me what I know, and I'm going to keep the torch going. Appreciate you.
All right, keep it burning. All right.
They didn't let you in the hair show for your hair.
No.
That was for clothes.
Right.
All right. Okay. I thought Hump done lost his mind or something. I know Hump the Grinder.
Also, as I stated, the dress, she brought me a...
How old are you?
38.
All right. You back in the Earl Flynn days when we used when we used to wear them like that with the finger wave. That coming back now?
Sometimes.
For you.
Hey, hello.
Hey, what's up? This is Hump the Grinder.
What up, man?
Who is this?
Is this Hump for real?
Yeah, it's Hump.
Hump, man, for real.
Yeah.
Hump the Grinder.
Well, who is this?
The man. Hump the Grinder. I'm talking about hair shows all over the world.
Yeah.
For real, this Dr. Darius, man. What's up?
What's up, Dr. Darius? Hey, man, you've been throwing down on the promotion, man.
I appreciate it. Hey,
I got somebody to do that turntable hairdo, too.
on the real, do you have somebody that can do it for real?
Yeah. Yeah, I got somebody, Lil Willie said he'll do it.
Oh, no, yeah, I know how to Lil Willie, for sure.
Lil Willie can do anything with a hair.
For sure. So, look, we want to put Don in there and just showcase him just a little bit. We want to put a turntable style on his head.
It could be done.
It can be done?
It's just the hair capital, Lil Willie the man.
Hey, man, tell us about the hair show.
Hey, it's going to be live. See, people coming from all over the country trying to turn us out, you know, because they know that we got it going on here, so they got buses and everything coming in town, so
this is not a Detroit versus Detroit hair show. This is like Detroit versus the world.
That's right. They coming in, and they ain't coming to play either. These folks been charged up, fired up.
Now, what's the atmosphere like at the other hair shows, like L.A., Chicago, New York?
Well, they do a lot of theatrical stuff. L.A. is real hot. You know, New York is hot, too. But Detroit still is the king of the hair. You know, these other people can act and play act and do all that skit stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But they respect everybody from Detroit because Detroit be putting it down. They all want to be like Detroit.
That's what's up.
So it's going to be real. It's going to be a wild one next week.
Now, we got, it's going to be at a secret location. We don't want to tell everyone where it is.
Yeah, it's a secret location because, you know, a lot of people, there's been thousands and thousands of people coming out to hair shows. So we had to break ours down to a private exclusive show. That's why we're working with y'all at FM 98, you know.
We appreciate that. Hump the Grinder.
All right.
Man, hey, thanks for checking in. Hey, look.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. I need to get your number, man, because we're going to hook that up. We're going to make Don put a turntable hairstyle and get in the hair wars.
That's cool. Let me get my cell number.
All right, hold on one second.
All right.
That's hot.
For real.
Hey, what up, Hump? He called a request line.
Right.
I got to give him the back door number. Don't climb through the window, Hump, baby. Just knock on the door, dogs.
Man, Hump been putting them hair shows down, man, since I was like 18.
The Michigan Inn back in the day. I was young, sneaking in there.
Hair Wars.
Yeah. So this is the original boy.
The original.
You know, we're the beginning of this stuff. You understand? We put it out here. Yeah, I always have a fabulous time when I come to Hair Wars shows. It's so much class.
To all the models, it pays to advertise, so get in one of the shows so people can recognize your work and you'd be surprised what it'll do for you.
New York Yankees versus the Boston White Sox. And
Red Sox.
White Sox. And
Red Sox.
Red Sox? And the people went crazy, Hump.
I know.
This is me, Mr. Little himself. Coming to you one more time, y'all. It's one time. Whoa. Oh, yeah, that's something from Better Fashion, y'all. I got these rare models right here, y'all, that have been working hard for this show. We put it down like we always do. Love my models. I love them for their hard work. My seamstress and me, myself, with the hairstyling, y'all. This is one time coming to you for Hair Wars for David Hump The Grinder. Give him a whump one time, y'all. Whoa. Oh, yeah.
Well, Humpy, let me know when the next. You know, I sent Deucey to the one in the summer.
Right?
Yeah. In fact, for those who missed it, I'll play his report in just a second.
Mason, this is Scoop at the Hair Wars 97. Quickly, let me set the stage. Greektown, hot, Sunday, July evening. White on white, pearl girl white moves toward the light. Yes, on the corner of Monroe. It's a Land Cruiser. No. Expedition. No. It's the Gator. That's right, the big Gator. Speakers booming. Everybody on the street stops moving. Big fella squeezed between the wood and the dash and the butter, soft leather, head bouncing, straw hat screaming for space, squeezed up in that mug face of his. Definitely going to the place for Hair Wars 97. Streets packed, front to back, ponytails a mile long. All you got to do to get to the 8th floor is follow the weave. Big weave.
Weave, yes. Even people with long hair got weave.
Man, would you get me untangled from your frosted flake super snake hairdo? I've got a report to do. In fact, what is that hairstyle you're wearing anyway?
I'm wearing a swoop ponytail with the orange and green.
It's yellow, pink, blue. It matches my nails very well.
You got more colors in your hair than an Easter egg.
Why I gotta be an Easter egg? I'm just, summery.
Mason, the hair show is crawling with women who were cut from the cookie cutter. They're here, and ma'am, excuse me, let me get this lady. Ma'am, my gosh, it looks like you didn't eat for a week. Can I just touch your dress to see if it's paint?
You scared me. Don't run up on folks like that.
Just scared me. Well, you just scared me, too. How did you get that doggone thing on?
I had somebody help me get it off.
Gee, you're gonna need the fire department to help you get that thing off.
Oh, well, maybe I can get them to help me.
Mason, still trapped at the light in his pearl white navigator, his big Papa Bear, riding 3 ladies with big hair, and bouncing and singing along to this strong song.
Come on. Hot, sicker than your average. Papa twist cabbage on instinct. You don't think pink gators. My Detroit players.
All right, yeah. We're looking back, Hump, tonight on Keenan. It's gonna be off the hook. Detroit, representing all over the world.
You are In My House, hosted by T. Carlito, where the true stories are told and great music is played.